Alright, so I thought I'd go ahead and get a little more video here. I don't know if you can tell with the camcorder light on, but the Ferraris are a little bit better lit up now. What I did was I went and got myself some little LED Christmas lights, just little tiny things, and the back of this thing is actually made out of cardboard. And so what I did was I drilled little holes in the cardboard and push through the little LED lights, and so it kind of gives it the showroom effect with the lights on them. And if we look up under here, you'll see the lights in there, each one in the back. And of course there's 50 lights on the string, so 6 of these little cubes are lit up. The bottom 3 are not lit up, but the top 3 are. And of course I've been busy getting more and more cars, much to Amanda's chagrin. So I'm going to do a quick review here of what we've got. Of course, one of the major events was we got a new Ferrari, which is this one. This is Michael Schumacher's last win, which came in October 2006 at the Chinese Grand Prix. So you got the commemorative plaque, which is kind of neat with the track on there, and you know, the car, if you look closely, is actually dirty. It's got the dirt on the front there. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can see it on the wing a little bit, but it's dirty and end of the race kind of look to it. So that's pretty cool. And then of course we got the Corvettes. So we have the 1957 327 fuel injected convertible, the iconic 1963 split window coupe 327 fuel injected, and then a 1965 327 fuel injected coupe, and then to round out these four, the decade, a 1967 L88 convertible. Of course the L88 is the aluminum head high compression 427, so that one's there. And you'll notice these little wooden pegs here because the new shelves aren't really anchored that well. There's only a couple of the screws that go into a stud, and so I wanted to make sure they didn't fall. And of course we got the Cobras up here, the blue Chevy truck from before, the L88 1969 Corvette, and then back over here we got the blue pickup, and of course the Cobra Daytona Coupe, 1953 Ford pickup, kind of an iconic pickup. And you'll notice that tire in the back, that didn't actually come with it. Just to kind of show you what this is all about, we'll flip up the front so you can kind of see that engine. And I think I misspoke before, I said 427. These cars never had 427s, they were always 289s, maybe bored and stroke, but they were always small blocked. But that's that, and of course we got a third shelf up here with some new stuff on it. We gotta have some Mustangs, right? So we got the Go Go Gone 1968 390 Mustang GT, and it's, you know, it's basically the Steve McQueen Bullet car, but because everyone has one of those, I wanted one that was a little different. So 1968 Mustang GT with a 390. And then we have the this is kind of sacrilege because it's a Ford car with a Chevy pickup. And so we have the 1955 Chevy pickup, Coker tires, and of course this came with a whole boatload of extra tires. So I took a couple out and put them in the backs of other pickup trucks like this one here, like a spare. And then in the middle we got kind of an oddball car here. We have the Super Rat, which is 1937 Fiat Topolino drag car from the 60s. You can look on the web, this thing raced back in the 60s. Of course that's a blown Hemi up front there. Ease this off of here. Or I guess it's not a Hemi, I guess that's probably a Chevy big block. Yeah, distributor in the back, Chevy big block. But that's the Super Rat. It's pretty cool, pretty highly detailed. Then we got the 1957 Ford Ranchero, and on the trailer here is a pretty special car. This is a 1967 Mercury Cougar, and this is a road racing car. This is a SCCA Trans Am racing car, and it makes, one of the things that makes this so special is this car was driven by Dan Gurney, And so you can look this car up on the web and probably see pictures of it. I don't know if anyone's restored it. I have seen a couple of replicas of it, but it's a pretty special car. But so that's that. And then over here we got the drag cars like before, the Belvedere with the little red wagon, 65 Ford pickup with the 64 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. And then like before we have the ZL1 Camaro, but I went ahead and got a different pickup for it because the red paint on that thing is really kind of a burgundy metal flake. So we got a burgundy metal flake 72 fleet side custom, and I took the 65 pickup that was towing it. Since the Corvette, the blue Corvette, is moved, I put the 65 over here with a new addition, which is a 1970 and a half Baldwin Motion Phase 3 454 Camaro, and this thing's pretty cool too. It's got the side pipes on it, the L88 style hood, of course 454, big block, Baldwin Motion, pretty rare cars. And then so up on the third shelf we have the Baldwin Motion 1969 Camaro Super Stock, very similar to that red ZL1 Camaro, but this is a Baldwin Motion Phase 3 427 tunnel rammed. And we got the orange and black paint job on it with the flat black pickup truck. Actually, this one is not a 72 like the others. This one has the different grille, so you know it's like a 68 or 69. And then very similar to that, we have a green pickup, which is kind of a Baldwin Motion paint job on this pickup. Pretty cool, with the 1970 Dodge Charger Daytona Super Stock. And this is one of 3 cars campaigned by Big Willie Robinson. And this car has a Hemi in it, Big Willie there. He had a King Daytona, a Queen Daytona, and a Duke and Duchess Daytona, him and his wife there, Tamiko. They were Californians in the 60s and early 70s, and they did a lot of street racing, and what made him famous was he was a very clean cut kind of guy. He was African American, he was about 6'6", so obviously the Big Willie name. But he organized street racing in the 60s and got a lot of the multiracial tension out of the air by getting everyone together to do street racing. And he actually wanted people to be safe, so he contacted the cops and set up roadblocks, and they were so impressed that he could get people together without them fighting that they actually helped him block off roads and allow the street racers a safe place to go. So he's a pretty famous guy. He just died in May of 2012, but if you look him up on the web, you'll see pictures of that car. And then the King Daytona was I think it was an orange or red Daytona, and then the Duke and Duchess Daytona was kind of a cream colored. But those are pretty awesome. Super stock, big, huge car. You can see it's much larger than the Camaro over there. But primarily made for NASCAR racing on the ovals with that wing and the cone on the front. And they did make them like that at the factory. But that particular car is set up for drag racing, of course. And then we have the Lamborghinis are still in their spot over here. And in our garage. I haven't done a whole lot with the garage yet, but so just wanted to give you an update, kind of what's going on so far. And I did get one car, and this is kind of an oddball car for me, but it's a car I always kind of loved. It's a 1956 Lincoln Continental Mark II, and this is a big, long, huge, luxurious two-door coupe Lincoln. They made these, I think, from 54 to 56, maybe 55 and 56. They're fairly rare these days, and they can sell for a lot of money in real life, but they're pretty rare, very elegant, very understated, but luxurious kind of styling, and of course the Continental kit in the back, but just an outstanding car, so I had to get one of those. And it's funny because if I can get the hood open here, you'll see, and this is very realistic, these cars are so humongous that even though it had a V8 engine, there's like gobs of room under the hood, even though it had, I think these actually in 50s, I think they had a 352 engine Ford V8, but you can see there's plenty of room in there, and of course the battery was tilted kind of weirdly. But just an amazing, beautiful, luxurious car. If I get a chance, I'll get its mate, which for me would be a 1953 Cadillac Eldorado two-door. But those are really, for me, the big, luxurious, the nicest you could get in the 50s. 53 Eldorado two-door, and this, which is a 56 Lincoln Continental Mark II. So that's our big update for now, and of course there will be more, but that's it.